There are some things that you want that make you a little nervous. That's good. That's good. Your dream and your vision for your life should make you extremely excited about achieving the thing, but you should have a little nervousness, right? It should be so big that you're like, wow. And if it's not like that, then you're dreaming too small. And so the first thing I really want you to do is get honest with yourself about where you are and where you desire to be. And then I need you to look at that gap. What is stopping me, right? For someone, for example, who wants a promotion, but you're waiting on someone to see how great you are. No, that's not how you get the promotion. You're waiting on someone outside of you to make things happen for you. You make things happen for you. Listen, I just recently, several times, I've had contracts where they're like, well, we can't pay you until 30 days out or 60 days out or what. And I'm like, well, I'm speaking up for myself. I'm not waiting on them. I'm not waiting on them to make the decision for me. Will you always get what you want? No, but sometimes you're not getting what you want because you're not asking for what you want. You've already shut it down before you even ask. So sometimes I'm like, okay, Jessica, you're going to have a courageous conversation, because I had gotten so accustomed to just taking the short end of the stick. I had gotten so accustomed to just being like, okay, well, this is how it is and there's nothing I could do about it, that I found myself never getting what I wanted. And I started to think that was okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to always, well, I'll just take less, or I'll just let them do it. I'll just let them have it. Serious question. What do you want for you? How long have you been putting yourself last and putting everyone else first? How long have you been comfortable giving everyone else what they want, but you'll never get what you want? How long have you talked yourself out of the things you say you want, and you come up with these excuses, these reasons why you can't do it right now? You gotta be willing to pay the price. Sometimes the price is your comfort. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the price is your comfort. Sometimes you gotta be willing to speak up when you don't want to speak up. I speak for a living, but there are times that I get in the rooms and I don't say a word. And I had to call myself out. I'm like, wait a minute, you're a business owner. You should be talking. You should be asking questions. You should be building relationships. I had to call myself out. Or you're saying you don't have the time, but then you got time to do other stuff. Call yourself out. You're looking at everyone else and you're thinking, oh, they're good at this and they're great at that, but you're discounting your skills. You're discounting your expertise. You're discounting your experience. Call yourself out. Call yourself out when you're settling. There is a price you have to pay. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's just your time. And sometimes it's just the sacrifice of doing something that scares you and saying, you know what? I've never done this before, but I am going to trust myself enough to believe that I can make it happen. And if I don't get the results I want, I'm going to take the lessons I learned and I'm going to go for it again. Because the people who win, the people who get what they want, they do not give up easily. They do not give up easily. I've been in business for over 10 years. Do you know how many times I wanted to give up? Do you know how many rejections I've experienced and how many I continue to experience to this day? And I decided I'm going to keep going. I decided I'm going to believe in myself. I've decided that I'm going to execute. I'm not going to allow little me, the doubter, the imposter, to talk me out of everything I've worked so hard to get. I'm not going to allow other people to steal my joy, to disrupt my peace. It's a decision. Happiness is a decision. Joy is a decision. I'm not putting my joy and my peace in the hands of someone else. And then I need you to make execution your priority. What you intend to do is not going to get you the results you want. Thinking about it, talking about it, writing it out, it's not going to produce. But when you decide that you are going to take action on what you know needs to get done, whether you enjoy doing it or not, whether you feel comfortable doing it or not, like that's when things begin to change for you. Me having difficult conversations, me speaking to 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people. In a few months, I'll be speaking to 4,000 people. You think I don't get nervous? Absolutely. But I'm not going to allow me to stop me from getting what I say I wanted. Yes. Does life get hard? Absolutely. Do I have challenges? Absolutely. We all do. But you got to get to a place where you refuse to stay stuck. You got to get to a place where you're refusing to go in circles over and over again. You got to get to a place where you refuse to settle for good enough when you know you deserve better. Some of you are in a relationship that you know is going nowhere. You know the person is mistreating you. You know the person is using you. You know the person doesn't give to you as you give to them. They don't reciprocate. They're always pulling. They're always asking. They're always needing. But when it comes to your needs, silence. You know the workplace is toxic. You know you ought to be making more phone calls. You know you ought to be sending more emails. You know you need to do sales to stay in business. Like, this is the stuff that changes everything. It all starts with assessment and honesty. What is not working for you right now? And what do you need to do to change it? You have the answer. You have the answer. But sometimes what's stopping you is fear. What's stopping you is uncertainty. What's stopping you is you're looking at what you've done before, and that has nothing to do with where you're headed. So I need you to really lean into your self-belief. I need you to really lean into your self-trust and recognize that there is not a single challenge that you can come up against that you can't navigate. So when you take action, you get clarity. You understand what works and what doesn't. Your confidence increases because you recognize that you've taken way too long to do something that you could have done a long time ago. And the only thing that was stopping you was you. The only thing that was stopping you was your internal doubt, your internal resistance. When you take action, you get better results. And so from today forward, I need you to make the decision to follow through. Follow through on what you said you were going to do. And when you consistently follow through, your results are going to get better. And as your results get better, your life gets better. And one day you look up and you think, wow, I'm so glad I took a chance on myself. I'm so glad that even though I was nervous, even though I was doubting, even though I was uncertain, I took action. That's when your life is going to change. So are you willing to lean into what feels uncomfortable right now so that you can live the life that you want to live later? Listen, it's your time. It's your turn. Let's go.